where I give you strategies and tips for entrepreneurship, relationships, and personal development. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. I hope you're having an amazing week so far. This week, I want to talk to you about releasing the pain of the past. Most of us have experienced hurt that has influenced and shaped who we are today. Whether we like it or not, whether we admit it or not, it it does something to us, right? And I speak a lot about 2019 and how the losses and the pain that I experienced in that year directly impacted and I'd say catapulted me to being who I am today. But if I'm being completely honest, though, there are some habits that I needed to survive in that time of my life, like ego, drive, like detrimental drive, like extreme drive to the point of exhaustion, secret keeping, shame. In those seasons of my life, especially in the beginning, they were very necessary to push me and propel me to where I wanted to be, right? Yet those same habits today are problematic. And that's the interesting part about life, right? Something that's good yesterday could be bad today, and vice versa. And something else about that season in my life, although of course I appreciate it, I also struggle to find the balance of that appreciation and the beauty that was birthed from it while not attaching my identity to that trauma. A lot of what I talk about on here is business or entrepreneurship now, relationships and personal development. And whenever I get into those discussions, there's no way around avoiding the fact that, or there's no way to avoid the fact that that year in my life was what really triggered a lot of these changes, as I've said, right? But at the same time, I don't want to attach my identity to it. I don't want to be the girl who was dumped or the girl who lost her father or the girl who went through a really dark depression. All of these things, right? Because yes, they have their season, but I don't want to become so attached to that pain part of it that I can't separate myself from that. I don't want to attach my identity to pain. I can acknowledge the fact that the identity that I'm building was birthed from the ashes. This is the beauty of those ashes. But at the same time, I don't want that to become my identity. I don't want to identify with trauma, right? So, a very important part of the healing journey for me, and also for anyone who's on any type of healing and growth journey, is releasing the unnecessary parts of our past pain experiences. So, as I said, we dust off those ashes and we take the beauty while still acknowledging the fact that that beauty is the product of those ashes that they came from, right? And truly other people will benefit from this, and I'm going to get into talking about that, but you owe it to yourself above all to drop those habits, because those habits, or the things that you held on to, or the pain that you're still holding on to, it's it's blurring your vision more so than anybody else, right? And when you drag the weight and that residue of the pain from the past along with you, not only does it slow you down, because imagine going through an airport, right? And dragging around a 40-pound bag of luggage and then a kid attached to it, or a grown 20, like 200-pound man grabbing the luggage. You might still get to your destination, but at a much slower rate than if you were just carrying a backpack and you could jog. You know what I mean? And a lot of that pain that we hold on to past its purpose, that we don't release while we take the lessons and just leave that behind, kind of works in that way. Like, it's holding on to our ankles and it's weighing us down and slowing us down. Doesn't mean we won't get to where we're going, but it leaves that residue, and that residue that it leaves, it sticks to things. And that pain, it sticks to new experiences, and it causes us to think that some things that happen to us are too good to be true. And that's that residue, right? I've had experiences where I've met amazing people, and they have given me absolutely no reason to doubt them. But just looking at them, I get triggered to, oh, well, the person who I was dating before used to be a nice person until they turned into not so much a nice person. So I don't even give that person the opportunity to fail before I fail them in advance, you know? And that's what happens. Like that pain sticks to things. Like we can't just walk around and say we're holding that pain in. It really starts to bleed on a lot of people who didn't cut us. It causes us to bleed on a lot of people who didn't cut us, right? And it causes us to self-sabotage by not giving people a full chance. So before they do anything wrong, we assume, as I said, that they're going to do something wrong. This is too good to be true. Why would someone like me this much? Why would someone want to just do nice things for me unprovoked? What did I do to deserve this? Or I don't feel like I've ever done anything to deserve this. And I don't trust people who just unprovoked do kind things. So therefore, I'm going to walk away because the ball is about to drop, the shoe is about to drop, and I'm going to get out before it hits the ground, right? And those people who experience this residue, who get this residue stuck on them, they suffer. And not only do they suffer, but we also suffer because we're not allowing ourselves to fully experience people. And at the same time, we're blocking ourselves off from being fully experienced. So it's not just they're suffering and we're okay. We're also not okay because if you constantly keep one foot out the door, it's impossible for you to ever see what's fully on inside the room. Let me repeat that one more time for people in the back because it was good. If you constantly keep one foot outside of the door, you will never get to fully experience the greatness that is going on inside of the room. So you are suffering yourself as well, right? And it's annoying because when we don't let go of the past, what happens is that we continue to allow the ghost of somebody who no longer exists in our lives to haunt the situations that are happening in our lives. And I can't let my enemies win twice. I really cannot let my enemies win twice. If somebody's caused you pain in a moment where you experience them, and then now you no longer experience them and they're still haunting you and causing you pain in the future, that's not fair. They don't get to win like that. They don't deserve to win like that over you. You're too good of a person to allow somebody who you've separated yourself from to still linger and influence you and impact the parts of your life where they don't even hold a right. They don't deserve to hold a candle to, right? And they've taken enough from you already. You've healed, you've moved past it. You shouldn't give them power anymore over you. And that's why you need to release that pain. I have been on a compassion journey and it's been something crazy. I think I spoke about this last year, but I went to get my hair done and she not only fixed my head, she fixed my mind. And she told me that part of healing and forgiving is learning to have compassion for someone for the specific ways that they hurt you. And I'm like, that is wild. I don't even know. I don't even know how to do that. Like, it's looking at someone and saying, I will acknowledge the fact that what you did was wrong. I'm not absolving you of the wrongdoing. But at the same time, I can say, if I were to put myself in these crusty shoes, what could be the justification for treating somebody like this? Could it be brokenness? Could it be insecurity? Could it be ego? Could it be confusion? What could it be? And then looking and saying, wow, that must suck. And because that sucks, I can have compassion for you. Doesn't mean that what you did from that place isn't wrong, but at the same time, that sucks to have no confidence. That sucks to feel so small that you have to bring other people down. Like that sucks that's your reality. And I am compassionate and I have empathy for you from that place. And because of that, I can let go of the pain and I can move on with my life while still acknowledging that I have no room in it for you, but I can still move on, instead of being angry and say, I don't know how this person could do this to me. Now I do know how, and I feel sorry for you. and I wish you healing and I wish you better from a distance, because I'm not going to be there to watch all of that happens above my pay grade. But nevertheless, from a distance, I can wish you better and move on instead of and release myself from attachment to that, from all of that stuff, because I don't want to bring that residue and be all sticky in new situations when somebody's not even considering me, right? And like, I remember another part of this release of the pain is giving people chances. I remember after my breakup saying to myself that this sucks. This feels horrible. I'm in the thick of it. But with that being said, I am not going to allow what this person did to me to stop me from being the type of person I am. I am a caring, giving, loving person. And yes, I gave care, I gave, and I loved somebody who took advantage of that and then dropped it off when they were done. And that was their loss. It wasn't my loss. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to stop being caring, stop being compassionate, stop being this person I am. Because if I did, that person gets to win twice. They experienced the best parts of me, took advantage of it, and then blocked me off from ever allowing anybody to experience those parts of me again. And no, they don't get to win twice. That makes absolutely no sense at all, right? So, this is why we need to let go of that pain. Take the lesson. There's something to be said for that. Like, I think it's important. When we're letting go of the pain, as I said, we're taking the beauty, acknowledging the ashes it came from, but we're not walking around with those ashes in our pocket, constantly mourning and putting black ashes over everything, right? So set yourself free with faith that there are better days ahead. Release yourself to experience people with the confidence to be able to walk away when it no longer serves you, and just let it go. We've learned from our experiences, and now when we're in new situations, if that situation justifies you walking away, walk away. Step away from it and give yourself that freedom, but don't walk away prematurely. So release, 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 my beautiful friends. If you want to talk more about this, send me an email. If you have a question about it, send me an email. I'd love to have this conversation with you. Thank you so, so, so much for listening. Don't forget to like and share and leave a